Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Suklam Varadharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannapadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam tam bhaktanam ekadantam upasmahe Gnananandamayam devam nirmalasphatikakrutim adharam sarvavidyanam hayagrivam upasmahe Krishnam kamalapatraksham punyasravana kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Novi Narayanam Harim Novi Narayanam Harim Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. So we are in this spree of learning, studying, reciting of the one of the important texts in Mahabharata, which is called as the Ratna, one of the Ratnas of Mahabharata, going by the name Vidura Neeti. We are in the second chapter, where and in the 47th stanza, and where Vidura is trying to console, chide, infuse confidence, also give courage that he should be bold to face the message of Vidura, who said, Sanjaya, who said he would announce it only in the open court. He returned from Dharmaraja with a message, but he did not deliver the message in the night or in the evening. When Sanjaya reached Dhritarashtra, he kept it pending and suspense. So the Dhritarashtra lost his confidence and was gripped by fear. What could be the kind of message that Dharmaraja would have sent through Sanjaya, and that I had to face in the open court? And therefore, when his mind was fully disturbed, he asked Vidura to come and give him some kind of fillip. Then when Vidura was sent word, he immediately came in the night and he started talking about this dharma, what he should do and all those things. And Vidura is a highly wisdomful fellow among all the Kauravas present at that time. But in spite of the presence of the great persons like Bhishma, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Aswathama, and Vidura, and Sanjaya, and all these people, Dhritarashtra continued his feeling and his own support for his eldest son Duryodhana. And therefore, Duryodhana came into Dhritarashtra came into a very sad mood. So, but this Vidura is very courageous. He was chiding, scolding Dhritarashtra indirectly, because Dhritarashtra is Chakravarti. And after all, Vidura may be relation, but he is only a minister. So he was very careful in talking and chiding and also guiding this Dhritarashtra. Now I am in the, we have seen in the previous session that there is only one fellow. I'm just reading this at 46 to get a link to the next slokas which we are going to do. Ekameva advitiyam tat yat rajan avabudhyase satyam swargasya sopanam Paravarasya Nauriva. He said that there is only one staircase to go to heaven. That is only truth. Sticking to the truth, promoting the truth. Satyam Swargasya Sopanam. So it's metaphorically described that Satyavan, Dharmavan, Swargam Astute. Only if you adopt these two things, then you will be able to be comfortable and go higher lokas spiritually when once we leave the body. Therefore, he said that Swargaloka is something better, where there is no differences at all as we find upon the earth. But though we descended upon the earth by virtue of birth and all activity, we cannot continue here. We may like earth, we may like our property, but we have to take a ladder to go to higher ups. Therefore, Swargasya Sopanam Satyam. There is no alternative, you should be aware. Secondly, that it is like the boat or ship to cross over the great ocean. So when there is an ocean, the boat is not at all problematic, and it will make us cross over the boat. Therefore, it is like that. And again, he went on talking. Next, he talks about the importance of Kshama. Kshamaya yuktam asaktam anyate janaha. See, power of tolerance on one hand, and also the forgiveness. These are the two important things that make people really powerful. Therefore, if you have got the defect of not forgiving, then you will be a weaker person. And then he again continues to say about the Kshama. Then he has talked about the advantage of having that Kshama, that consideration for forgiveness is a great power, and it is a virtue. Kshama gunam hi asektanam sektanam bhushanam tatha. This particular Kshama, or power of forgiveness or tolerance, is really a power, additional power for those who are capable, and it's a wonderful characteristic for those people who cannot counteract the enemies. So the Kshama should be picked up, and therefore he talks about the importance of Kshama further in the next sloka, saying that Kshama vasukruti loke Kshamaya kim na sadhyate shanti sankhaha kareyasya kim karishyasi durjanaha. So Vidura is trying to tell out that a durjana, a wicked fellow, will not be able to do anything the moment any sober person has got the power of forgiveness in it. Therefore, he talks about Shanti Sankhaha. It is called, this Kshama is called as the Shanti Sankha metaphorically, and that is the sconch blown for peace and prosperity. So Durjanaha kim karishyati, a wicked fellow will not be able to do anything. And again, he continues to talk about another thing. Atrunaha patito vanhe swayam avashop apasamyati akshamavantam akshamavan param doshai atmanam chaiva yojayet. So he just gives another parallel, that supposing a blade of grass were to fall into fire, it will be burnt out. So akshamavan param doshaihi atmanam chaiva yojayet. So you have to have not the akshama, and you should be prosperous. Therefore, another example he talks about is Atrune patito vanhi swayameva pasamyati. See, the enemy, a durjana, will always be burning with fire. And normally, if fire were to fall upon a dry ground, it will automatically become silent. It will not grow further. Sushka dese, edi atrune dese, where there is no firewood or grass, dry grass, if one he were to fall, then the one he will itself get silenced. Therefore, the same way, you should also develop that kind of forgiveness. If at all you are not having that guna, then you will be extinguishing yourself. Now I am talking about the 48th stanza. I am reciting this and trying to note further what Vidura wants to continue to say. He says, Eko dharmaha param sreyaha Chamaika shantiruttama Vidyaika paramadrishtihi ahisaika sukhavaha. Again I repeat, Eko dharmaha param sreyaha Chamaika shantiruttamam Vidyaika paramadrishtihi ahimsaika sukhavaha. Next sloka 49, I am reading. Dvavimau grasate bhumihi sarpo bilashayaniva rajanam cha avirodhvaram brahmanam cha apravasinam. So these are the two important slokas, because Vidura is trying to bring in all the natural situations and trying to cow down the anger, jealous, and dvesha and all that in Duryodhana, in Dhritarashtra, so that he would be able to correct his son Duryodhana, also his accomplice, namely Karna, Dushasana, and Shakuni. These are the four Dushta Chatushtayas, very well known in Mahabharata, who designed, who worked out, who were detrimental for the ruin of the entire Kauravas. See, not only they ruined the entire Kaurava clan, but also they also got themselves ruined. Therefore, it is not, that's why, importantly, here Vidura says that Dharmaha ekaha param sreyaha, the highest good. Paramam sreyaha means there is no sreyas, there is no emancipation tool, but only dharma. Dharmaha ekaha param sreyaha, that is the only highest good. The second one is Shama eka shantihi uttama. So when he is now talking about the importance and the glory of these important moralistic concepts, which will regulate and keep happiness, the behavior and conduct of individuals. But individuals suffer more and more because they have low percentage of these qualities, and therefore they have to pay the coin. That's what Vidura would mean by that. He says that, what is the Paramadharma? Dharma, see, Ekaha Sreyaha Kim? That is Dharmaha. In fact, even Vishnu Sahasranama, which is also taken as one of the Bharata Ratnas, that is Vishnu Sahasranama, Vidura Neeti, Bhagavad Gita, and Sanat Sujatiyam. These are the four important texts among all the 1 lakh slokas that Mahabharata contains. Very important because they talk something connected to the dharma. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, we notice action. You cannot give up dharma because tasmat yujjasva bharata. Say dharmam avekshya, dharmavan bhava, like that. If you adopt to as a Kshatriya dharma, if you fight the war now available for you, then only you will be relieved of sins. If you don't fight, if you don't do that, you will be failing in your Kshatriya dharma, and Swadharma Nasha is always dangerous. So that is all the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Then Krishna, urges Arjuna to become active. In Vishnu Sahasranama also, after the entire war, when the nephews are taken by Krishna to the yard of Bhishmacharya, when he was about to retire from his body, then Bhishma told all dharmas, Raja Dharma, Stri Dharma, Purusha Dharma, Manava Dharma, Deva Dharma, etc., all dharmas he spoke. But all dharmas which he spoke was pavanani. They're all really pavanas. Any dharma, for the matter, is a pavana. That's exactly what we did in our annual day celebration, in our Kendra's annual day celebrations on 17th and 18th December. We have given the dharma and adharma, the votaries, and the consequences that they suffered right from Veda down the literature. So Mahabharata is a fulcrum. There is dharma and adharma, both are there. So like that, then Arjuna, Vishnu, Bhishma was asked by Dharmaraja. He was the student there. Arjuna is student in Bhagavad Gita to Krishna, and Dharmaraja is student to Bhishma at that juncture on our behalf. And he said, Kim ekam daivatam loke, kim vapyekam parayanam. So there again, Bhishmacharya said, Dharma is important, Narayana is important, and so on. So there is nothing new that has been inculcated by all these people in the entire Mahabharata or elsewhere, but the fashion, the coloring, the explanatory way, and the speech forums, etc., vary, and see that the concepts like dharma, satyam, and all that is being established. In Ramayana, we see Rama has been represented as Satya Dharma Ratayacha, and he is a Dharmatma Satya Sandhasya Ramaha. What is the essential characteristic of Rama? He is very embodiment of Dharma. He is the very embodiment of execution of Satyam, truth. And therefore, here also, Vidura is telling Dhritarashtra that Aya Paramam Sreyaha Kim, if at all you are to put me a question, what is that which is give me moksha, which gives me emancipation or complete happiness, freedom from birth, death, and all these alternations? So then he said Dharma. And what is that after Dharma Paripalana comes to us? Next to that is Kshama Eka Shanti Uttama. See, Shanti, or otherwise called Kshama, is Shanti. That is what will give you absolute peace, supreme peace. So what is Kshama? Kshama is the forgiveness. Because that's why we say, see, yesterday's fears, yesterday's worries, and tomorrow's problems must not bother your present. So tomorrow fear, yesterday, so this you should forget, because yesterday gone, tomorrow to come. But present is there which you are enjoying. If at all you are present to be happy, you should practice the Kshama. That's what Vidura would say. That is, if you have, and similarly, we are all overpowered by these 6 Shadripus: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, and Mada, and Matsarya. All these 5 factors are really powerful. One of them will become rampant and make you hopeless and lose your status. Therefore, if the jealousy is there in Asuya, that if you were to drop down the Asuya in mind, then all the other Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mohas will, Mada, automatically get dropped out. That Matsarya is important, which will be controlling all other things. That's why Tyagaraja, in one of his Kirtanas, a great saint philosopher and Vaggayakara in classical music, he says, Matsaramanu terati yagarada Rama. He says, see, Matsara is a curtain that will make all people not see the Shanti or peace. And Rama, Paramatma, has to help you to be able to cow down the Matsara in our So when one's matsara is dulled, then the other kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madas will automatically get dulled and will automatically get. So it is something like, as our elders have told us, so if the railway engine, if there is a curve, turns, then all the bogies automatically turn. No bogie will refuse to turn. Imagine. Therefore, in that parabolic way, when the engine turns, all that curve, all the bogies go. So also, if the matsara is a curtain, matsara is dropped down, then you will definitely get that matsara. That matsara can be controlled according to our Vidura, kshamaya. So with the tool, that kshama, the forgiveness, you can control and get a supreme peace. And Parama Vidya Eka. So what is that next knowledge is one supreme contentment. Parama Drishtihi. See, Parama Drishtihi Kim Eka Vidya. Vidya is knowledge. Knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Knowledge about, and that's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita told you, there are so many vidyas in the world. And actually you cannot name, but though people have classified, there are 14 vidyas and 64 kalas, but that's only a convenience. 14 sciences are there, 64 arts are there. Put together, there are 78 branches of learning. They all come under the vidya. Therefore, where these branches are taught, where these professors of these vidyas are appointed, is called university or Vidya Kendram, or it is called Vidya place, so Vidyalaya. So that's Alaya for Vidya. And there will be also the offshoots for all of that. Therefore, what is the Parama Drishtihi? And Parama yavadu andre, what is that Parama? That is Vidya. And even this Vidya has got two divisions, as Vidura would indicate, that Sadvidya and Durvidya. Vidya, Sadvidya and Durvidya, or Avidya. So Sadvidya is most important ultimately. Vidya, of course, is sandwiched between Sadvidya and Durvidya. You can turn your attention towards Avidya, or turn towards Vidya. And in Ishavasya Upanishad, we have a beautiful definition and explanation. What is this Vidya and Avidya? There it is said, Vidyaya amrutamastute, avidyaya tirtva, mrutyum tirtva, vidyaya amrutamastute. That is the conclusion of the Ishavasya Upanishad, which comes under as the last chapter, 40th chapter of Sukladrivya Samhita. So whatever yajna, yaga, kratu, homa, everything that you do, ultimately all your physical activity or religious, ritualistic activity must merge into wisdom. So wisdom-free activity is never appreciated at all. Therefore, ultimately, you all through the time, it has been established, the Ishvara is there, Rudra, Shiva, all that are there, but one has got to realize that Ishavasyamidam sarvam etkinchit jagatyam jagatu tena chektena bunjithaha magrudaha kasyajit dhanam. So everything belongs to God, nothing belongs to you. All people born in the world are only the borrowers. They have to pay rent, or they have to pay coin for that. What is that? You are the gift of God, and what you do to God is the gift back to the God. But the gift that we give to God is not at all consumed, not at all any sizable one, but still Paramatruptaha is Paramatma, and therefore he will be satisfied. That's exactly what Krishna told in Gita also. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yad bhaktya mam samarpayase. If you just give one flower, one drop of water, one leaf, tulsi leaf or so, then I am absolutely happy and I look after you constantly. And also he said, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. There are hundreds and thousands of Vidyas are there available for people who have been taking birth upon the earth. And also there is a lot of development. Technological development is there, scientific development is there, and humanities, all the development is there. You remember, for those who want to become engineering graduates, they had only 3 branches mainly for a very long time. Electrical engineering, then civil and mechanical. That's all. So earlier days, people used to take only one of these 3 and then become good. But nowadays, there is so much elaboration, and we have not heard the division of the branches of engineering or medicine or like that. Therefore, whatever it is, all that comes under Vidya. But Vidya that is really helping you to have climbing power in the spiritual heights and reach up the Parabrahma or Moksha, that kind of Vidya is very, very good. Knowledge is important. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranam also, Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashatkaraha, etc. And Ahimsika Drushtihi, Sukhavaha. So next is talking about Shanti and Sukha. They go, Shanti and Sukha, they go hand in hand. Therefore, in this 48th sloka, he talks about Kshama is Shanti and Ahimsa Drishti is Sukhavaha. Sukhavaha means it will carry happiness, peace, comfort, luxury, and problem-free status. That's why it's a Sukhavaha. Benevolence is the only one thing that has got soul happiness. So if at all you want to have a soul happiness, adopt to Ahimsa. And if you want Shanti, adopt to Kshama. If you want to Moksham, then you see Dharma. And if you want the best one that you want to choose in life, it's called Vidya, knowledge. So Gnanena, that's why Nahi Gnanena Sadrusham Pavitramiha Vidyate. Shankaracharya says, Gnana Agnihi Sarva Karmani Lakshyate. So, and even Bhagavatam also says like that. Therefore, these are all important gadgets or tools that have been given to us in this particular sloka. And Vidura indirectly telling, oh Dhritarashtra Maharaja, you are very dull in respect of caring dharma, in respect of kshama, in respect of knowledge, and in respect of the ahimsa attitude. But you are promoting himsa. Therefore, how at all you would be able to get any kind of peace? And now, in 49th sloka, Vidura is trying to explain important result. Look here. Dvavimau grasate bhumihi sarpo bilasayaniva rajanam cha avirodharam brahmanam cha apravasinam. Beautiful idea. You observe. See, apravasinam brahmanam. Generally, there are bhumihi grasate imau. So there are 2 things who try to encroach, grab, and enhance. What are they? 1, Bilasayin sarpaha. Any serpent which is there in the anthill will be able to eat away all animals, all things, and nobody knows when the serpent comes out, when the serpent eats its food, and all that is really, that is whatever sarpa, though it is remaining inside a muddy station, anthill, but it cannot remain inside the anthill, but it must want food. Therefore, its food is all creatures that are available that he can consume on the earth. So, the serpents eat the rats also. Therefore, poor rats, they don't know, they move out in that, they get eaten away by that. So the serpent devours animals living in holes, that is in secrecy. Serpent is a secret animal, and we cannot know where that animal is. And also, there are two kinds of people who will devour the land. See, that is a king who is incompetent to fight, and a Brahmin who does not visit the holy places. See, Rajanam cha avirodharam bhumihi grasate. And a king cannot remain silent. He has to be going for fighting, hunting, etc. are the important features for any Maharaja. Oh, my father has given plenty of Rajyam. I can remain in the palace comfortably. If a king thinks like that, he will be overpowered by the enemies or other people who have got their eye upon the land increasement. Therefore, any king must cultivate the habit of developing such hatred or some kind of desire to go away to expand the land, Rajya. So that's why, supposing if a king is not at all inimical to anybody, then he will be devoured. Avirodharam rajanam grasate bhumihi. That is, you lose. We have got a grand example of a king in the Durga Saptasati of Markandeya Purana. Though he won the land and he won the battle and came slowly, he was not at all respected because of his own attitude and all that. So he gave up his land, his Rajyam, he went to forest, and there again the story begins like that. Therefore, avirodharam rajanam bhumihi grasate imau. Secondly, brahmanam cha apravasinam brahmanam. A Brahmin must be visiting place, holy places. So Tirtha Yatra, you should go to places, you should acquire more and more punya, more and more knowledge, and such kind of Brahmin is always better. If he does not do it, then it's not. Even for sannyasis, you observe, they have got Chaturmasya Disha. Though they're all Prabharajakas, they're all meant to stay at one place, but still they have to be moving places and spread knowledge. If the sannyasis and saints and knowledgeable people, if they don't go places to impart knowledge to the seekers, then it is wrong. They will perish. The knowledge perishes along with them. So one of the important scholars from Kerala was telling, wherever there is invitation for you to share your knowledge, go. Whatever it is, you share them to the others. Because you are a knowledgeable person, because you are a scholar, you know, you are a Vidwan, people want to know something from you. So like that, here also Vidura told that a Brahmana must be acquiring more punyam, more knowledge, more experience. Otherwise, he will not be able to thrive upon the land. So Purohit must make himself known and help all people, because the moment the Purohit or a Brahmana goes to anybody's house, he not only goes simply, he brings all gods along with him to the house and performs puja. When he says, Agamarthantu devanam, gamanarthantu rakshasam, Kuru Ghantaravam Tatra Devata Kvanalanchanam. So when once the Brahmin comes, he will invite all the gods to come to your venue, and thereby there is going to be complete execution of the dharma, Satyatvam in a Brahman. So Brahmana and Kshatriya, these are the two fellows who are to be very active. If they don't be active, then the land, the bhumi, what is land? People. So people living on the land will eat away these two fellows. But they may be ignorant and they may whatever, something like, so where is serpent living? It is in the anthill. Is there food inside the anthill? No. It should come out. Even likewise we have got also lions. The lions live in mountains and the dens. So guha. If the lion were to remain inside the guha only, it will not get food. So nahi suptasya simhasya guhe pravisanti mrugaha. Bhartahari says, if a lion is simply staying in the guha, not getting out of the den or that cave, then it doesn't get. No animal will go to the door of the guha saying that I am here, eat me. No, it will not happen. That's what yatna, prayatna, effort, freedom from laziness, all that must be there. So beautiful. So he brings in the example of a serpent living in the holes, and hole is comfortable. Anthill is a comfortable thing for a serpent. To beget the Rajyam, the kingship, by the son of the Maharaja is really lucky for the boy, because he gets his throne, he becomes Yuvaraja. But if he continues to be like that, no, he will be devoured by the land itself. Therefore, beautiful parallel is, our example is being given. So the serpent will not stay inside the anthill always, nor a lion will stay inside the den always. They should have the desire to get out and show out themselves. Then only they are benefiting themselves, at the same time benefiting the other people. If you expand your kingdom, then there is an advantage. So, for example, in Ramayana also the same thing. See, a king cannot remain at one place constantly. He has to go away, or he should have a deputation also. When Vali was killed by Rama, then Vali questioned Rama in Maharamayana, hey, I have not seen you, I only heard about you. I know that you are a Dharmatma, Satyasandha. Why did you at all kill me? What enmity is there between you and me? Nothing. And you lost Sita. And if you had come and asked me, I would have brought your Sita back from Ravana in no time. Ravana is Jujuvi. All that. Then Rama's answer was that I am a king of the land. The forests also come under my jurisdiction. And my brother, Bharata, is seated on the throne. I am his representative. Though I am exiling, still I have hold on the kingship. And I am just being deputed. Therefore, as a king, when animals do go away from the morality and standards, I should punish. So like that, here we have got, so to say, the Vidura's statements have got such a encompassing coverage in knowledge and in practical experience that Vidura Neeti stands unique in the firmament of moral science. So moral education. See, people must have the moral education apart from any other education that people should have. But that's why in all subjects earlier, people used to read languages. But of late, people have dropped down the languages as a subject in the higher education, in graduation and further. No English, no Spanish, no Sanskrit, no Hindi is made a subject for them. And that's the unfortunate situation in the current life to the children. But language is important. Now I go to the 50th stanza of the second chapter of Vidura Neeti, where Dve karmani naraha kurvan asmin loke virochate abruvan parusham kimchitu asato narthayastatha. Again, I repeat the sloka, beautiful. You can also follow the Sanskrit. That dve karmani naraha kurvan asmin loke virochate abruvan parusham kimcha asato narthayastatha. See, the man will be shining or will be becoming famous in this world if the man were to be, or if the person were to be doing two important things. Because he has to manage family, he has to manage people, he has to manage the many things. So management begins right from cradle to grave. Even the baby in the cradle also should manage to get food from mother. How? By crying, by becoming angry, by becoming all that. So all these things are naturally born along with us when we are born in this world. And therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Sahayagnaha Prajaha Srishtva Prajapatihi. So Prajapati, while creating beings upon the earth, he created also the homework. What is the homework for the all people? It is simply the yajna, the yaga. So Prajaha Srishtva, and along with the yajnas, so there are many yajnas. Yajna is effort, the prayatna, and yaj to worship. So there are so many rituals that have been created alongside of the creation of the people. Similarly, here also, this is loke virochate kurvan. And even Dishavas Upanishad tells us that, what is that? It tells, kurvan neve hekarmani jijiveche satam samaha. So, satam samaha jijiveche. You should not feel unhappy or disinterested, not continuing the life, but you should keep on doing one or the other work. Kurvan karmani jijivishet. Similarly, even Vidura is telling that karmani there in Upanishad, Visavasya, that is karma, their ritualistic activity, and also personal, impersonal activities, which will promote your worthiness of your existence upon the world. That is what Isavasya Upanishad. But here, Vidura is trying to pin down what are the two divisions of the work that you have got to keep doing so that you will become famous. What is that? Virochate. See, rochana is there, but virochana is what we have to acquire. Rochana, rochano, rochamanaha. See, rochanaha means Surya Bhagavan. And he will constantly be splendorous and radiant and thermal, supporting the life and luster of the people and nature in the world. Therefore, he is called as Virochanaha, Virochane. So highly brilliant body is Surya Bhagavan, and that brilliance is said to be the intelligence. Therefore, you will be recognized as a most intelligent fellow, as a famous known fellow, by virtue of practicing two things. One, abruvan parusham kinchitu. You should not utter anything very much harsh. You should not hurt people with harsh speech. That's because vaksula, even speech also is like a spear or is like a curve. Vakhadga, vaksula, and vaktapa. So you should not encourage harsh speech. You should try as far as possible. Be mild, be kind, be smiling. So that's exactly what is exemplified in the case of character of Rama. Rama always described Smitapurva Abhibhashanam. He will always cut a smile before he speaks. So when people look at the smiling face of people, they are invited to speak, invited to give talk, not cut a grim face, angry face, or a face with unhappiness, etc. Therefore, Parusham Kinchitu Abruvan. You should not talk. Kinchit means howsoever it is, you should be very cautious about it. And na arthayaha tatha asataha. So you should disregard those which are wicked. See, wicked people are there who always want the wicked things to be fulfilled to them. For example, if you say Ayura, Arogya, Bhagya, Aishwarya, Ananda, Shanti, Vivruddhi, Rastu, you should always bow down to such fellows who always expect and bless you with positivity and also promoting your own interests. Supposing there are wicked people, bad people they come and keep on sapa. That's why we have got in our Veda mantras, there are two kinds of mantras. One is Shamsa and another is Sapa. So don't think that all mantras in Rig Veda or Vedas are known for Shamsa or praise or stuti. There are also mantras which are for Sapa. Pratyushtam dushtaha, ara pratyushtam aratayaha, like that. So there is a Sapa, the opposite of Shamsa. Both are present, but it's up to us to choose and be wise and then continue happily in the lifestyles on the earth. That's why you should always try to wicked people who come with evil designs and plans. So, for example, Duryodhana here, ready example is Duryodhana. He is for no reason, Duryodhana picked up enmity with his own cousins, Dharmaraja and his brothers. But there's no reason. But one thing was pestering in him was his greed for land. Therefore, it is said, Prithvi Nibhattam Ahavat Puru Pandavanam Yuddham. Why at all war took place between two brothers, cousins? Prithvi Nimittam. Because for Maharajas, for Kshatriyas, if the rightful thing is denied, the deciding court is only the war. They don't have separate, the Kshatriyas don't have separate court when they are kings, rulers. For the rulers, the court is only the war ground. So in the war, whoever fights will be the winner. That's why Dharma, on the side of Dharma, Krishna is there. And on the side of Adharma, Krishna's Yadusainya is there. Because it is a choice of a wicked fellow. He has promised Duryodhana that he will just grant whatever he desires at. Krishna automatically, he said, Duryodhana had no faith and trust upon Krishna Bhagavan. So he said, after all, you are a cowherd. You never have any training in the war or anything like that. I don't want you. He said, I want your Yadu Sainyam. So that is the choice. That's why the wicked fellow. But what the Yadu Sainya could do, because the king is wicked, they also should be fighting on the wicked side. That's why here Vidura is telling a beautiful idea that you should not at all encourage those people who have wicked thoughts by the wicked people. Then you will be really doing the karma, righteous thing. So Satkarma, Akarma, Vikarma. This is all about the karma. There is a lot of discussion done in the Bhagavad Gita by Krishna already. But Vidura also, to Dhritarashtra, in the palace, sitting, does the same thing with a different color and shape. Now, in the 51 sloka, we find, I think you understand that Arthayaha, Asataha, Arthayaha, the goals of the wicked people, you should never promote. Then you are really on the road. That is what is said to be good karma. And bad karma is to go and support. Now, Bhishma, Drona, Krupa, Swattama, all these fellows are dharma. They have plenitude of dharmic knowledge. But they became speechless in view of the Maharaja, to whose service and desire they are all committed. In the open court, when Draupadi Astrapaharana took place, not a single person opened the mouth, but only Bhima. All these acharyas and all these people were dead silent, because it is action ordered by the Maharaja, and it is the action performed by another Yuvaraja, Dusyasana. So when these two fellows are so vigorous, are so rich, that nobody has had power to deny. Therefore, he says, Asataha Arthayaha, you should not promote at all. So this is indirect hitch upon Dhritarashtra, that what you are doing is, you are encouraging your first son, you are encouraging all the Dushtachatushtayas and harming or dissatisfying your own brother's children. Your brother's children are your children only. But still, you have to develop that distinction, Mamaka, Pandavas, Chaiva, that kind of divided mind took place in the mind of a father, a uncle, so father's brother. But then it is difficult. So a father is a protector, Pita is protector all through the time, so long he exists to the children. But that Dhritarashtra is a grand failure. That's also a dosha in him. Therefore, Abruvan Parusham Kinchito, whatever it is, you should not hurt people, even with the iota of unfortunate statement. Asataha, Nartha. Asataha means Sataha is good people. Asataha are wicked people. Narthayas tatha. Now I read the 51 sloka. Dvavimau purushavyagra parapratyaya karinau striyaha kamita kaminyaha lokaha pujita pujakaha. So again, there are two kinds of people who have not any kind of opinion of their own. They're all influenced by others. So that's why lokaha kaminyaha and imau purusha vyagra refers to Dhritarashtra. Hey Dhritarashtra, you are best among men. So there are two people who are always betraying others. Parapratyaya karinau. They betray others opened by circumstances. One, the kamitaha striyaha, the ladies whom one loves or covets. Then pujakaha, pujita pujakaha. So pujitaha, pujakaha. I'm sorry. Anybody who is being more and more honored. So that those fellows will try to betray people. That is what, you see, these are the two, that is pujakaha, kaminyaha. These are the two kinds of people who are oriented to betray, to cheat people for their own gain, but they are like that. So you have to be careful about the women and those people who are very well honored too much, who are very loved too much. For example, Dhritarashtra loved his eldest son Duryodhana top. Because of the Putra Prema, Jeshta Putra Prema, that ruined all personal decisions and personal actions of Dhritarashtra, although he is also a great dharmika by education, by contact, and all these things. Therefore, moreover, the name given to him also is very testifying that he is called Drudham Rastram Dharayati Yaha Saha Dhritarashtra. He wants his chair to be stable in spite of anything that would happen. Any ahimsa, any himsa, any trouble he gives, his chair must be strong. Therefore, he doesn't bother about the safety and love, affection to Pandavas, the children of Pandu Raja, although they are affectionate to him, and it was only one-way traffic. So that's what we call rasabhasa. That rasabhasa is no good, and that's exactly what is also promoted, like in Ramayana, in Mahabharata also. The 5 children of Pandu Raja loved Dhritarashtra and his children. In here also, the Ravanasura, take an example, he loved Sita, but Sita not loved Ravana. Therefore, there is a sabhasa, and therefore there is a ruin. So everywhere, the Kaminyaha, those ladies who are coveted, who are not loving, they become a problem, they betray. Secondly, even the puja, even those people who are very much respected, ultimately they betray others because they want to overpower the other people in the world. So with these few slokas, I would like to conclude today's session. And thank you very much, all of you. Om Shanti 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 Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu Sarvam Sri Matrucharanaravindarpanamastu Om Tat Satu. So we stop the meeting. Thank you very much. God bless us all.